One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Welcome to the 10th episode of the PNB's Chit-Chat show with your host Priyanark and
Blind pot.
Blind Monk.
Blind pot.
Blind Spot, yeah.
It's not about spot. I wonder how after 8 it can be 10.
You see, because 7, 8, 9. Wait, that's a different joke. Why is number 6 scared of number 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Oh my god, I messed up. But today we have a very special guest on the show. Very special. You want to say something about him?
No? You tell?
The thing is, the first time I came across this person, he made a vlog about flagging some guy.
He's very busy man.
He is very busy, but he's super friendly, super helpful, an influencer, party co-influencer, uh, creator of an awesome community that she is a curator for, right?
Yeah. He's a great man.
Yeah, a great
with
person.
Great personality.
And he has very clean pants. His khakis were absolutely clean. Anyways, without wasting any more time, let's welcome today's guest.
None other than Duke.
Oh, hey, Dookie, how are you this morning?
Doing pretty good. Typical day. Beautiful weather outside. Just got back from a walk with Jerry. Did a bit of a Twitter promotion, push-ups. You know, the usual.
Oh,
How are you guys?
hey Jerry. Hey Jerry, how are you doing today?
Want to say hi? Yeah.
I'm here to talk with Jerry today.
Yeah. He's not a very talkative dog, though he's getting excited. Hey, Jerry, are you excited? Yeah. Do you think someone's at the door?
So I wanted to know how you came up with this name, Duke.
Dookie. Oh, hey, you're pushing my laptop around, Jerry. See, he wants to cuddle now. Okay, so how I came up with Dookie. That was originally Rookie. My what is it? Radio Canada tag name. I was Rookie, and we were part of a search and rescue group with CB radios. So one of my friends, when I was playing video games, continuously misspelled my name, Rookie, with double zeros, K13, as Dookie. So it just kind of stuck as a gaming tag, like, because I was the owner of the server doing Counter-Strike Source, so I had the best connection. So I obviously was pretty hard to beat, and it really stuck, and that kind of became a thing, saying things have stuck, calling it like a dingleberry, the clingers. It continues going on, and it's worked very well for a lot of my content creation, things that people would say are cringeworthy, but that kind of suits my humor.
I personally love the name, especially I think like the phrase you use, "dookie out."
Yeah,
that goes super well with the name.
yeah, exactly. And like the Dookie Digest, you're digesting my opinion, which very well may just be shit. Right? Like, I admit that I'm not perfect, right, in everything that I do, and that's kind of where my cringeworthy humor plays out. The people that appreciate it oftentimes may not even comment, but I know people watch. I see their votes roll in, manual votes, right? So there's that politically correct area where people won't always engage me with my humor, but I know some people at least appreciate it. You know, and always
Yeah,
do you, right? So that's what that is. I'm just true to my heart with that one.
yeah, that's one of the things I appreciate about you, Duke, is that you always speak your mind and you always stand for what you believe in.
Oh yeah.
And you're not afraid of what the public has to think about you.
Yeah.
So
Oh
where
no, not
does
at
this,
all.
yeah, where does this strength come from?
A lot of trial and error. I would say probably extended from my father. My father's like your true redneck. I don't give a good goddamn what you think of me. He's a big man. He's 400 pounds at his largest. I think he's floating around 375 now. 6'2", a little bit taller than me, but he is like, you know, his belly would be blocking his face right now. And he wears suspenders with sweat shorts because, you
Wow.
know, right? Like, because then he's got all his keys and he's got a big key ring and a giant wallet and he wears a fanny pack sometimes and bright orange shirts and he has a big bald head and he's loud and he's got that crude humor. So having to grow up with that and constantly be faced with being embarrassed by him has kind of made it so that I don't give a rat's ass what I look like, right? You know, like I got my goofy hat on. I haven't worn this in forever, but I wore it just for you guys. I got this from Salt Spring, and this is a perfect example of, you know, where my personality is per se. It's like I don't care what you think. You know, I could try wear the hat backwards and make it look cool, but no, I just flip up the brim and I look like a goof. It's kind of like my, you know, retarded sailor hat or something, or like chief engineer.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like I can't
yeah.
quite pin it, but that's where it extends from. Is that that embarrassment? You know, some life
Mhm.
lessons are hard, but they relate to good things in your character, right?
Yeah.
So, Duque, tell me something. I want to know how you came up with the idea of One Love Did You.
Oh, that's a story about a single comment. Seriously, one comment.
Tell me that.
Okay, so going way, way back, me and D News, Vince, started about the same time. Me slightly before him. I started into just your typical blogging and engaging people. When he came onto the platform, we didn't know each other at all. He came on, he did right into DTube and immediately found success and quickly became part of the DTube team and rose way past me. Like it just blew my mind. So in my efforts to try, you know, figure out like how can I find success, what did he do, what's this, you know, and he was a big motivational talker, right? And that's kind of where I was at. I needed to consume people that were supportive to be able to learn how to support myself. So I consumed a lot of his content on the regular, engaged him, asked questions, gave my insight, and in one comment, he replied to me and suggested I try vlogging. And in my move to start vlogging, at the bottom of that comment, it said hashtag one love, hashtag DTube. So in my move to start vlogging, I was kind of thinking about that idea as like one love DTube, you know, like I come on here, I start producing content, but it's not being viewed. So how can I help others that are faced with this same problem, as well as help myself through the same process? Because, you know, I produced 20 videos before I got a single comment other than from Vince, who was following me regularly and supporting me, and the few people that I had networked with prior to starting video posting, because it was kind of like its own little community. So that's where One Love evolved from. And Vince was essentially the man bringing in all the people, and I was the guy trying to come up with the ideas of how to make it all work. One comment. That's all it takes sometimes. My big one for this year is meeting people, right? I want to meet people. There's not very many locals. There's maybe 3 of us or 4 of us on Vancouver Island, and we're all spread out, probably about 20 or 30 people in Vancouver that I know of. And, so if we set up like a Vancouver meetup and try line it, yes, Jerry, line it up. He's wanting to get in camera here. He wants cuddles. There's a little cuddle time for you. Line it up so we could all get together, say in Vancouver, and try raise funds for those that can't make it on their own, right? Like actually do a giant event and support the people to get there. That's like where I'm going this year, is trying to figure out ways of including real life within my content creation rather than just continuously posting content. I'd love to actually physically go interview someone. Like this is great. And we build a relationship. You are annoying. We build a relationship, but we can't go for coffee, right? Like we're having coffee. The discussions we would have off camera are completely different than the ones that we have on. And it's those off-camera discussions that are important. Yes, see, he agrees. Off-camera discussions are important.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously, I think so. Like the way Duke is explaining, sometimes we are doing engagement in the blockchain.
Yeah.
But in reality, we can know them better. They can be our friends, and like we can discuss more.
It's more personal.
More personal.
Yeah.
No, and it's like I really love the idea of particle messaging for that same thing, right? It's it allows you to engage people in a different way. But the problem I'm finding right now is because iOS doesn't support it, people are trying to ask me personal questions, and it's like I can't respond this way. You got to follow up on Discord, please, because I can't really express that opinion openly. Like I have to think about a whole community looking at me as like their leader. They don't want to see me saying negative things, but
true.
certain situations need awareness as well, right? But it doesn't need to be broadcast as like a big problem.
Oh, Jerry needs attention. You don't know about Doug, but he needs attention. And
Jerry is the star of the show today.
Yeah. This is going to be the best episode ever. Jerry attacking me the whole time. He's like, I keep hearing my name.
So, Duke, tell us something about DTube network, how it works, and how people came to know about it.
Okay, so I have been largely out of the loop until recently when it comes to DTube network. Essentially, it is a community-driven version of DTube. Now, I always tend to take the simplest way of explaining things. They're working to build out a networking system, an automated system, so that you install a IPFS node and you join the network. That's it, you get the benefit. Right now, we have a bunch of people running their own nodes, and we're working on developing that software, the Permamente, I think he calls it, for the back end. But it has proven to already be a sustainable file hosting system. Yes, you're going to get right in the way, aren't you? Yes. A sustainable file hosting system, being that it's community driven versus centralized like the current DTube system. It's all put together by Vaultic and TechCoder and Graylin working together. And then I've heard that TechCoder and Vaultic are also working with Hyman Danger, the main guy of DTube. So it's really trying to emphasize the we are DTube idea, right? Like when Nathan Mars came in, he's like making a emphasis in investing in yourself. Well, we picked up that idea and we're like, okay, to invest in yourself, you need to invest in the platform, right? Because investing in yourself isn't just like powering up your account, being like, look, I got lots of power. What does that do? all that does is make it so you could pay yourself more. Investing in yourself would be like, okay, my content gets deleted after 60 days or so. How can I solve that problem? Because that video about 3 tips for newbies is still relevant today as it was then. And now they can't view the video to know. So that's where it all came from, is like solving that central problem of the video file hosting and proving that it can be done in a community way. The same people that want to post should be hosting their files ultimately. And I know Graylin would be cheering right now, host your damn files, right? Like, you want to get paid, you want your content to be viewable, run a simple node, pay for one with your rewards from DTube. Like, this is the path we're going to have to go. Otherwise, DTube will continue hemorrhaging money to pay for hosting our files. And that's just it, is they hemorrhage money. Not going to talk about details, but like a file hosting network to the scale that is needed to support all the content being uploaded ultimately is a unsustainable system if we want to expand any further, right? And then continue to keep content that's valued, right? We'd have to go through and like start essentially censoring certain accounts, deleting their content early to keep the better content. And that's like a workforce on its own to do that, or an algorithm, which people wouldn't approve of. So having people able to support their own works as well as others makes the system that much more sustainable. That's DTube Network.
Yep. It sounds very promising.
Yeah.
I think so. DTube Network will change the whole world
Because
in a way.
yes, because a lot of people are facing so much problem.
Yeah,
The
that's
last time
true.
I asked
That's true.
him that my DTube is not loading, videos are not loading, but after using DTube network, it was okay.
Yeah, what I like about DTube Network as a solution is it puts the power back in the people's hands, right?
Yeah.
We want this to be our platform. Well, we need to empower ourselves.
Yep, very true. So, one final question is that we know Dookie is, he made One Love YouTube, and he's also, what are you, Dookie? One of the in the top list of Partico users, and a constant battle to get to rank 1. There's a constant battle going on.
Off-grid life passed me again. He passed me again, that bugger.
So tell us about the whole, Partico, the whole Partico thing you're doing.
Okay, well, that's that evolved from beta testing the app. That's literally where it came from. Who was it? Steam Cafe stopped into One Love DTube, gave us a open invite to put our emails in. They selected me. I guess they probably reviewed accounts, and seeing that I was a pretty active poster gave me a go. It was one of the very few first in. And when they finally did the open release, they did like a campaign for Particle Partner. We want you to act as if you own the app, basically. And I was like, oh God, I could do that. And it lined up perfectly for my vacation last summer. So I had a month of straight posting 3 to 4 times a day, seriously detailed posts. Go look it up back in, what was that, August. I did like whale watching and like tons of stuff, videos, pictures. And that is what won me Particle Partnership, which gives me 100% vote right every day on my posts and votes on just about every other post. And I was like, oh, wow, great. So, I embraced that. Back then, 100% vote was like 20 cents or something, maybe. It was like, okay, great. I thought it comparable to One Love D2. And then they pushed for that delegation campaign. And within days, their vote was $5,
Wow.
right? So now we're seeing it increasing yet again, right? With the price of steam going up. So I'm getting guaranteed like $5 a day just for beta testing an app, giving feedback, loving it, helping them work on features and my advice, suggestions, and promotion of the app. And now with Partico mentorship, we're seeing them trying to use the partners and anyone else that's interested to onboard onto the app, as well as support newbies, right? Like that's the big thing that caught my attention. Is I'm all about helping new people, and the mentorship gives me that opportunity by having some resources. So what I'm doing now is with Sarkash 7011, he's running contests. I was running contests on my own before. I'm essentially passing that torch off to him and then sponsoring him for his efforts, and then relaying with Partico to get him further sponsorship. So through me as my student, through the mentor program, he's essentially getting Partico sponsorship for a contest, which that's I couldn't imagine being able to sponsor someone in a consistent way like that without sacrificing huge amounts of my rewards on a consistent basis, right? Without that,
Exactly.
winning that Particle partnership, that's what's really set me on a path with Steam. Is like, okay, consistent posting, just crank it out there and share your opinion, your ideas, and promote the crap out of what you love. That's what
Yeah.
works, like.
Would you like to share some advice with newbies through our show?
Advice. My biggest success came from investing in myself. Now you could do that through investment of time and content creation, obviously, but investing in yourself in a way that is also giving back to the community tends to get the best response. So when you're new and you're wanting to put out content and you're seeing 0 votes roll in, think about engaging people at the same level as you and creating a network from the ground up, as I did. That's how One Love came to be, from the ground up. Me and D News started about the same time. We created a very strong relationship. His relationships related into the community's growth. And it's that networking effect which essentially evolved into everything that I've seen as success. And that's what I mean by investing in yourself, is through what you do, you can find ways of appreciating other people and receiving growth from it. So something like running a Steam Basic Income contest, simple, you one Steam you could give away, and then you end up with votes on your account for life. And that is encouragement, right? Even if you're giving it to yourself, that also helps the other person that you are networking with. I would guarantee that person is most likely going to keep coming down and visiting your posts just to see what kind of support and encouragement they could provide you and receive for themselves.
Yeah, I also agree with you, because I also face the same problem, and I am here because of engagement. I did not have SP. I did not have that much money. I did not invest any money. I got everything. I got love. I got support. I got encouragement from people, because I gave them I gave them my feedback, and they are giving me my feedback, their feedback, and
Yeah,
it's the beauty of blockchain.
it's the not only are we exchanging rewards, but I see it as a mutual exchange of energy through the blockchain. If you're putting hostility in, you're going to get hostility out. If you're putting love in, you're going to get love out.
Yeah, very true. among the two successful people, I'm just nodding my head and thinking, what am I doing here?
Okay, buddy. Your smile makes the show.
Okay, thank you so much, Duke, for giving us time. Thank you
Uh,
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank
Glad
you
you're
so much,
tuning in.
Jerry, for coming on the show.
Yeah, he's like in snoozer mode now. Just straight up. Hey Jerry, you're snoozing? See, that's his usual cuddle position, beside me upside down. He likes belly rub.
Oh, thank you so much. And
We'll see you soon. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
peanut
We'll
butter
see.
dookie time.
Yeah. All right.
I had to say it, sorry. Okay guys, catch you next time.
I'm blind. I'm feeling blind. I can't see anything.
It's because you got starstruck. But wait, that was an awesome chat that we had with Dookie, and Jerry is so cute.
He is adorable. He's a
Yeah,
model.
Jerry is a model. He is simply awesome. Well, Dookie is also awesome, but Jerry is the real superstar. So, did you learn a lot from Dookie today?
But what I learned.
We learned about how Dookie came up with his name, and
About
how,
YouTube network.
yeah, and how he became a Partico influencer, how One Love YouTube came to be.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in Dookie's life. I feel useless.
If you feel useless, then who I am.
Anyways, don't forget, guys, we have a 2 Steam giveaway every episode.
Yes, Steve.
And how do I get those 2 Steam?
Just grab your coffee mug or any kind of beverage, mug, glasses, anything. Capture a picture and post it in our comment section with hashtag #PPChitChat show. Try to be creative, guys.
Alright then, you heard it. Until next time, blend out.
We are not signing off.